Hey guys, Elijah here from Retro Pocket. As some of you probably already know, that CES 2026 was an absolute chaos in the best way possible. Everywhere we looked, there was another handheld, mini PC, controller, or gaming accessory trying to steal the spotlight. And honestly, we saw a little bit of everything. From Lenovo finally embracing SteamOS, to OneXPlayer going completely unhinged with raw power, to ASUS and XREAL redefining portable screens. So in this video, we're breaking down every gaming handheld and all the wild gaming tech we could find. Let's get into it. Lenovo Legion Go 2 with SteamOS. Alright, so this one honestly made me smile because, yeah, about time. The Lenovo Legion Go 2 finally showing up with SteamOS at CES 2026 feels like Lenovo admitting what we've all been saying since day one. The hardware was never the problem. Windows 11 was. The Legion Go 2 already launched back in September 2025 as this super premium handheld. Ryzen Z2 Extreme, up to 32 gigs of RAM, and a massive 2TB SSD option. On paper, it was insane. In practice, Windows kept getting in the way. Now with SteamOS right out of the box, you literally turn it on and you're in a controller-first, console-like experience. No desktop nonsense, no fighting menus. Lenovo even tweaked the button layout to feel closer to a Steam Deck style setup, which is a smart move. Sure, existing owners can install SteamOS or Bazite themselves. I did that too, and trust me, it transforms the device. But having it pre-installed is huge. Pricing starts at $1,199, which is weirdly higher than the Windows version, but we'll judge that once configs are clear. Either way, this feels like the Legion Go 2 finally becoming what it was always meant to be. Onexfly, Apex, and Super X. Now let's talk about the OneXPlayer Super X, because this thing is not even pretending to be subtle. When I first saw it pop up, I honestly had to double check if this was a handheld or just a full-blown gaming laptop that decided to cosplay as one. We're talking a massive 14-inch 2.8K OLED display running at 120Hz, native landscape, and it already feels like OneXPlayer is aiming way beyond the usual handheld crowd here. Under the hood, it's rocking AMD's Ryzen AI Max Plus 395, paired with Radeon 8060's graphics that OneXPlayer straight up compares to RTX 4060 level performance. That's wild for something you could technically hold in your hands. And then there's the memory situation. Up to 128GB of RAM, with as much as 96GB allocated to VRAM. I don't think anyone asked for that, but we're kinda glad it exists. Adding a dual SSD setup, optional liquid cooling pushing up to 120 watts TDP, an 85.5 WH battery, RGB magnetic keyboard, Harman certified speakers, and Wi-Fi 7? This feels less like handheld and more like OneXPlayer asking, what if we just did everything? ROG XREAL R1 AR. This one seriously caught my attention real quick, because ASUS teaming up with XREAL at CES 2026 actually makes a lot of sense. The ROG XREAL R1 AR smart glasses are clearly built for gamers first, and you could feel that the moment you look at the spec sheet. Most smart glasses are great for movies or productivity, but they usually fall apart once you bring fast-paced gaming into the mix. That's where these things flip the script. The headline upgrade is that insane 240Hz refresh rate. That's double what most competing smart glasses cap out at. And yeah, you'll need hardware that can actually push those frames. But when you do, especially on a PC, the smoothness is immediately noticeable. Each eye gets a 180p micro LED display, 700 nits of brightness, a 57-degree field of view, and built-in Bose-tuned speakers. And somehow, they still weigh just 91 grams. Then there's the new ROG control dock, which lets you hot swap between consoles and PCs like it's nothing. It's a bit chunky for travel, but for desk setups, it's clean. No pricing yet, but if Asus keeps this reasonable, these could seriously change how we game on the go. Where is Acer Nitro Blaze handheld gaming? So if you were walking around CES 2026 and wondering, wait, where the hell are Acer's handhelds? Yeah, you weren't imagining things. The Acer Nitro Blaze 7, 8, and that absolutely massive Nitro Blaze 11 were completely missing in action. And honestly, I was thinking the same thing. Did Acer quietly kill them? Did they turn into vaporware? So someone straight up asked Acer, and the answer is complicated. According to an Acer PR rep, the Nitro Blaze handhelds are still on Acer's roadmap. They're not canceled, at least not officially. The big issue right now is tariffs and overall market instability. Acer basically said this is still an emerging category, and with manufacturing costs, import uncertainty, and pricing all over the place, they're focusing on safer core products instead of gambling on niche handhelds. And honestly, that kind of tracks. The handheld space is brutal right now. Steam Deck, Legion Go 2, Ally X, that's stiff competition. Add rising RAM prices and GPU shortages, and suddenly launching a brand new handheld line looks risky as hell. So yeah, Acer's still thinking about it. We'll see if that turns into an actual launch or a quiet cancellation later. AceMagic blends retro with modern. Now, this one is for anyone who grew up staring at plastic consoles under their TV and still wants that vibe on their desk today. AceMagic just announced the Retro X series mini PCs, and yeah, they're leaning hard into nostalgia. But don't let the classic console look fool you, because the hardware inside is very much 2026. The lineup starts with two models, Retro X3 and Retro X5. The Retro X5 is the real monster here. It's powered by AMD's Ryzen AI 9, paired with Radeon 8090M graphics. That's serious mini PC firepower. On top of that, it includes AMD's XDNA 2 NPU, pushing up to 50 TOPS for AI workloads. So this thing is clearly built with the future in mind. Gaming, productivity, AI tools, it's all on the table. The Retro X3 is more value-focused, running a Ryzen 7 H255 with RDNA 3 Radeon 780M graphics. No NPU here, but still very capable. Add in RetroPlay box software layer, and AceMagic is clearly trying to make classic and modern gaming feel stupidly easy. 8BitDo Ultimate 3E Controller. Okay, this is one of those CES 2026 announcements where I immediately thought, yeah, 8BitDo knows exactly who this is for. 8BitDo just unveiled the Ultimate 3E wireless Xbox controller, and it might be the most customizable gamepad they've ever made. Also, it's officially their most expensive one yet, at $149.99, launching sometime in Q2 2026. The big headline feature here is the swappable ABXY button modules. Not just caps, entire button assemblies. You could choose between squishy silicone membrane buttons or clicky micro switch buttons. And yeah, you can actually pop off the faceplate to swap them. That's wild. On top of that, you can change the joysticks too. Standard sticks, tall sticks, thick neck, dome caps, even the metal D-pad can be swapped for a circular one. It's also packing TMR joysticks, Hall effect triggers with adjustable stops, back paddles, RGB rings around the sticks, and about 18 hours of battery life with a charging dock. It doesn't use Xbox's native wireless protocol, but honestly, if you love tweaking your setup, this thing feels built for you. Minisforum AI X1 Pro-470. When Minisforum pulled the AI X1 Pro-470 out at CES 2026, I had to double check the spec sheet, because this thing is way too powerful for its size. It's running AMD's Ryzen AI 9 HX470, a 12-core chip-mixing Zen 5 and Zen 5C cores, boosting up to 5.2 GHz. That's serious desktop muscle crammed into a mini PC, and yeah, it shows. The Radeon 8090M iGPU based on RDNA 3.5 is doing the heavy lifting on graphics, and honestly, integrated GPUs have reached a point where casual gaming, creative work, and AI tasks don't feel compromised anymore. You can load this thing with up to 128 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, and as much as 4 terabytes of SSD storage across 3 slots, which is kind of insane for something this small. Connectivity is stacked too. USB 4, Oculink for external GPUs, 2.5 Ethernet, Wi-Fi 7. Add built-in speakers, a fingerprint scanner, and even a Copilot button, and this feels less like a mini PC and more like a shrunken powerhouse desktop. Thunderobot Mix G2 Mini PC. This one is kind of ridiculous in the best way possible. Thunderobot dropped the Mix G2, and at first glance, it looks like a sleek little game console sitting on your desk. Then you look at what's inside and realize, oh. This is basically a high-end gaming laptop that lost its screen and went full desktop mode. The Mix G2 packs up to an Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX Arrow Lake CPU paired with an RTX 5090 mobile GPU. Yes, a 5090. In a 3.2-liter chassis. That combo alone tells you Thunderobot isn't messing around. Even the lower configs are serious, starting with a Core Ultra 7 and RTX 5070 Ti, all the way up to 64GB of RAM and a 1TB SSD on the top model. Pricing is very much premium, but honestly, that kind of hardware was never going to be cheap. It really surprised me with the cooling setup. Vapor chamber, dual fans, and power delivery that lets the CPU hit 120 watts and the GPU push 175. This thing feels like a console-sized monster PC built for people who hate bulky towers. Genki grips for Switch 2. This next one is one of those accessories that makes you go, yeah, Nintendo should have just done this themselves. Genki just launched a Kickstarter for Genki grips, a fully modular grip system made specifically for the Switch 2. And honestly, it looks insanely well thought out. Instead of a one-size-fits-all grip, Genki is letting you customize how the console feels in your hands depending on what you're playing. For a $99 pledge, you get solid shells, split shells that still let the Joy-Cons detach, and multiple grip styles that you can swap out whenever you want. Long RPG session, go chunky. Fast-paced action game, switch to something lighter and more responsive. That flexibility is the real win here. They've been prototyping this for 6 months, testing with different hand sizes and playstyles, and it shows. This is also Genki's 8th Kickstarter, so they're not new at shipping hardware. They're very upfront about risks, timelines, and fixes, which I respect. So, yeah, after seeing all this, it's clear gaming hardware isn't slowing down anytime soon. Handhelds are getting stronger, accessories are getting smarter, and even mini PCs are starting to replace full desktops. Some of this stuff is practical, some of it's borderline insane, but all of it is pushing gaming forward. I'm genuinely curious which of these caught your eye the most. Drop your pick in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, you already know what to do. Elijah, out.